So we completed a function which converts the decimal number into binary representation. Now we have to do the same process in reverse order to convert the binary representation into the decimal format. So first of all, let's see some basics about that, and we will comment this out. So let's assume a number 563. So here, how is this number represented in decimal format? So first of all, 3 into 10 raised to 0. Then it is added to 6 into 10 raised to 1. Then it is added to 5 into 10 raised to 2. So here basically this number, let us assume this as k. So k increases for each term. So for the first term the k was 0, then for the second term it is 1, and for the third term it is 2. So it increases up to the digits of number. Let's consider the number of digit as n. So k ranges from 0 to n minus 1 as we start from 0. So similarly, as here in decimal the base is 10, we take 10 raised to powers multiplied by the numbers of decimal. Similarly, if we need to convert binary representation as 100 into decimal, we need to multiply each numbers by increasing powers of 2, as here the base of binary numbers is 2. So let's take the first number, which is 0, multiplied by 2 raised to power 0, which would be added to 0 into 2 to the power 1, which would be again added to 1 into 2 to the power 2. So here basically this would give us 0. Let's add some spaces for easy representation. So here this would give us 0. This would also give us 0 as it is multiplied by 0. So here 1 into 2 raised to 2, which is 4. So 1 into 4 gives us 4 basically. So if we add this 4 plus 0, we get the number 4 in decimal format. So if we obtain the binary representation of 4, we would get, let's uncomment this and run that for the value 4. So these are giving errors. Let's comment this out. So now here you can see the binary representation of 4 is 100, 100. Similarly, we took here the number 100 and converted into the 4 using decimal. So this is basically the theory or the manual method to convert binary to decimal. So let us create a function for that too. Define bin to deci, and then we'll take the binary representation, and then so first of all we would need to convert the representation of binary into string format. So it would be easy to perform some functions we would require further. So for this to means the value of k. So let's take a for loop to loop over the representation of this binary. For example, if we take 100, then we will loop over first element, second element, third element, and then multiply it and sum it to represent the decimal format. So we would require a variable decimal deci format equal to 0. So in the for loop we would initialize I in range. So we would take the range of length of n, means it will range from 1 0 0, means it the loop will run 3 times as the length of n. For example, if we take 100, it would be 3. 3 minus 1, 2. So this range function will loop over from 0, 1, 2 up to 2. So now for the calculation of this k, we would require k equal to, so this length, if we consider this length as 3 for this value 100, so 3 minus 1 would give us 2 and the initial value of I would be 0. So let's assume if we take the length of value minus 1, we would get 2 and minus I. This I would be taken to reduce one number each time for next loops. So this I would now at the next step become 1. So 3 minus 1, 2, 2 minus 1, 1, which would be our second value of k. For the third value, this one will increment to 2 and then 3 minus 3 would be 0. So it would give us 0, the perfect formula for 2 raised to k. So k equal to length of n means the binary representation minus 1 minus I. So this gives us the first value, which would be range minus 1 as we start from 0, and then this I will reduce 1 each loop so that we get perfect sequence, decreasing sequence. So here now we have to create this term, whole term. We have the value of k, we have to raise it to the power of 2. So let's take 2 to the power of k. Let's take this into bracket and then we have to multiply it with the first digit of the binary representation. So let's take n of 0. It would be the first digit in the sequence. So for next term we have to take the next digit. So here if we change this 0 by I, first of all it would take the value 0. So n of 0 would be 1. For the second case it would be 0. Similarly the equation we require here. So we will add this to the decimal format. Each time the loop runs. Here this n of I means the first digit or the second digit of this representation would be a string, as we took it as a string. So we have to convert this as an integer, as it would raise an exception that string cannot be multiplied with the integer. So now after the for loop ends, we have to return the deci format. So let's execute this. So print bin to deci of the value 100. So if we run this, we get 4. So let's validate our previous answers. So here let's take this binary representation and then convert it to the decimal. So here also we got the correct number 109. You can see here we took the decimal 109 and converted it into the binary. Let's take the previous example too. So copy and let's paste this here. So if we run, we got the correct 48. So this also function, we are converting binary representation to decimal, is successfully completed. So as we had a inbuilt function called binary for conversion of integer into binary, we have an inbuilt function too for converting binary to decimal. So let us print that. So it is the int function. Here we have two values. first is the number which we are going to convert and second is the base. So here this is our number and then the base is 2. So if we run this, so here it requires a string value. So int can't convert non-string. It requires this first argument as a string. So now if we run, we got the 48 again. If we change this to 100, then it will return us 4. You can see the answer changed to 4. If we again take this value of 109, we will get the 109. So if we copy and paste here and run this, so you will get 109. So basically, while converting from decimal to binary, we use a function bin. So print bin of 4. So here it gives us the value in the 0b format. So to extract this, we can write bin of, then bracket 2 to all. This is the slicing operator we learned before. You can check it out in the I button here. So here you got the 100. I took the digits after the second position. So now we only got 100. So similarly, for converting the binary to decimal, we can use int and then give it the base. So if we take a hexadecimal number, first let's comment this out all, or it would create a lot of confusion. And then let's take the hex function and then give it the number 100, and then if we run, we would get this number. This is the hexadecimal number, hexadecimal representation of the number 100. So to convert it again to the decimal, we can print using int. We have to give that into string. So let's copy this and put it in string. So then the second would be the base number. So in hexadecimal it is 16. So here you got 100 again. Similarly, if we use octal of 100, we get this. So if we remove this, copy this and then paste here, we get an error because we have not changed the base. So octal it's 8. So here you got 100 again. So here you can also see that 0O octal can be seen as the indication of octal number. So here you can see 0O can also be put into the string and it doesn't give any error. If you only put 144, then also it is correct. If you don't put it, then also it is correct. Both ways can be used. So that's all for the number system binary video. We will continue bitwise operators in our next video.